So I don't know how long you've been in scouting for and how many scout camps you've done, whether that's beavers, squirrels, beavers, cubs, scouts, explorers, network. I'm just using the word scout as a broad umbrella. And I'm looking at scout camp. I don't know how many camps I've done over the 15 years I've been as a scout leader, both with my scouts, by helping out everywhere else. And every so often you can get into this rut of camp. We'll just do the same thing with the same program. It's easy. But it gets boring as a scout leader. So sometimes you need to refresh your camp, make sure it's more exciting, whether it's exciting for you as a leader or whether it's exciting for the young people. So we need to stay on top, refresh, have some new activities. Maybe there's stuff you've not seen before. And I was kind of in that rut up until about 2 weeks ago. And I got invited to my son's cub camp. So it's really cool just to see how other people do camping. You know, we're all scout leaders. We all done like the same modules, that kind of standard training, yeah? But we do it in all different ways. Some people use mess tents, some use Coleman shelters, some use traditional scouting on altar fires, so the scouts guaranteed to cook on the altar fires whether it's raining or not. Some scout leaders are very happy to do all the cooking. Some people expect the scouts to do everything. So it's just really cool to see how people do it in different ways. And also menus. We cook different things. So some scout leaders are amazing cooks on the campfire. Others just keep it easy, kind of guaranteed results. A spag bowl, boil in the bag rice, that kind of thing, and just keep it easy. Where some scout leaders, that's their passion. They love it. So they really want to cook on the fire. Then you see people camp and they're set up in different ways and think, wow, that's really cool. The group, when I was with my son, had a camp oven, so they just threw everything in there. So burgers were done in there, bacon was done in there, they made their own bread, and you think, man, that's so nice, so nice. But it was really heavy because I helped them put it back in the trailer. So like, wow, that's heavy. And then one of the things that I like, they got all the parents involved. So parents come and do the cooking. So one set of parents will come and do the lunch, another parents will come back and do the dinner, that kind of thing. So everyone's kind of working as a team. Really good idea, and it takes that bit of pressure off the leaders. One thing for me, I'm a stickler for timings, all right? So I hate being late. I've got to be on time, if not earlier. And that was the thing with this group. They weren't working to their time on that program, so I was a bit like getting itchy feet. We arrived 10 minutes late for our first activity. That had a knock-on effect. You know, the instructors that would hide out, they were waiting. So I was like, nah, it's not my camp, so I can't jump in and say, guys, come on, look. So this camp I attended was a all group section. So beavers were there, cubs were there, and scouts were there. And a bit like our group, scouts arrive on the Friday, beavers and cubs arrive on the Saturday morning. Beavers just come for the day, they don't stay, but they stay right to the campfire till 8. And cubs have the one night on the Saturday. They go home in the morning with everyone else. So I was there with the cubs. It was a freezing night, so cold, really cold. But thankfully, I was clever being the leader, so I had my bed. I was off the ground. Then when I woke up in the morning, I was expecting a hot meal, a hot breakfast. It was a really cold night. And that's what I do with my scouts. Every morning, we have an option of cereals, but we have a hot cooked breakfast. Because this time of the year, it's freezing, and it's just nice to get something warm in your belly, fill you up for another day of activities. But this group didn't. Their breakfast was cereal. They had some few pastries, some pain au chocolat, nothing like that, but nothing warm. And I was desperate just for something warm inside me, apart from a cup of tea. And that's the thing of scouts. There's no guarantee. There's no way of kind of going, right, we must do X, Y, Z. We all have to do that. Probably if they came to my scout camp, they might, we don't camp like that. We do it this way. And that's what I find just so fascinating and amazing about scouts, is that we all camp in all different ways. And here's a prime example, just while I popped it in my head. At the camp right now, there's a group from High Wycombe at the far side of the camp field. And they have brought a massive marquee. You know those marquees that you see at festivals, like at beer festivals and stuff? One of those, that's their kind of mess tent. You think, wow, that's huge. But that's what they do. That's how they camp. And I just started chatting to them, and that's what they do. They've always done it that way. And I just find it fascinating that we all camp in all different ways. So what I'm trying to say, scout leaders, is if you're stuck in a rut, if you're doing the same thing at camp all the time and you're thinking, we need to do something different, we need to jazz this up, just getting bored of doing the same thing, Go along to another scout group in your district, in your county. Volunteer. Just say, guys, do you need an extra pair of hands? I'm just trying to get some new ideas. No scout group is going to say no to the leaders, you know. Where I am in West London, we're always talking, we're always chipping in. There's a scout group who are camping next to us. They came over, we had a campfire together, just sharing those ideas. Well, honestly, scout leaders, I really think it'd be a brilliant idea for you if you're stuck in a rut, doing the same thing day out, every camp's the same, you cook in the same thing. Go and visit another scout group. Even if you just say, I'm not going to camp, but can I come along, just help up until dinner time? Or maybe you just come in the dinner time and do whatever, you know. That's what I would say to scout leaders, is we need to start communicating a bit more, start opening up. When I was starting as a scout leader 15 years ago, 16 years ago, whatever, it was so close. People don't share the programs at all. And that's how Big Man in the Woods was born. It's about me sharing my ideas, my experiences, my pros, my lows. And I think that's what we need to do. It's 2024, just around the corner. It's 2025. Let's start sharing our ideas, scout leaders, and nets. Don't just keep it inside. Share the love of scouting.